Good morning. You join us at a sunny, now sunny, gasoline juice. Kurt's behind the camera, and my name's Justin. I go by the Captain on Instagram, and this is my box from the 90s. It's EJ9 Honda Civic. We've done some extensive work up in the front here. It used to have a 1.4 litre engine in it, but that wasn't even in the car when I bought it. It was just an empty car. So we've now got a K20 Z4 block from an FN2, EP3 head, all completely gone through, and a load of bolt-on bits and pieces, making 242 horsepower and 0 torques. Got short shifter up in there and stuff. Built this car myself on my driveway over COVID, a couple of years of building it. Me and my boys all got involved. And yeah, this was a passion project for me. When I was a lad, I had a supersonic blue EJ9. Thought I was the absolute nuts because I had 17s on it and I was rolling around with a big sound system and that, as you do. I'm now in my 40s and now I'm back with a Honda Civic. So the story goes, a guy had a car for sale. It was £1,000 for an empty car, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. It's now or never. I'm probably never gonna do this thing if I don't start. So I was like, nothing left to do but to do it. So I bought the car. No previous sort of history really with modifying cars extensively or anything, but it's the car that YouTube built. So everything I did, I researched to absolute crazy levels, as Kurt is very familiar with. and here we are. So we're 4 years in, I think now. Done 3,500 miles on it in its current form. It's done a few track days. It's very quick, incredibly nimble chassis, embarrasses BMWs for fun. It's just a very, very nimble little car. The brake lines, they're slightly different. I made all these up just out of hose and fittings. So Integra DC2 prop valve, DC2 brake booster and servo. Servo and master cylinder. S2000 clutch master cylinder. EP3 slave master cylinder, obviously. That's about it up in here. Obviously custom fuel lines and what have you. We've got an oil cooler, Mishimoto half rad. And then it goes really wrong because we've got a Vauxhall part hiding in here. This is a recent addition. I have a Astra electric power steering pump, which I've got to be honest is an absolute game changer. Got a DC2 shorter ratio steering rack in it, so it's a bit shorter than the standard Civic ones. And I had the line looped and it was miserable, absolutely miserable. If you want a car that's going to be nice and fun and easy to drive, I would highly recommend going power steering, whether it be the way Kurt's done with the DC5 hydraulic pump that's driven off the belt, or an electric solution. There's MR2 pumps you can use, Astra pumps that are actually really quite easy to do, as long as you get the right fuse, unlike I did and broke one. Chassis wise, we've got some OG Integra DC2. I think they're Enki, although they're not labelled up as such, but I thought I'd get some stickers done anyway. Nankang NS2Rs for the stickies on the track. And we've got 282 brakes on the front from a 98 spec Integra DC2. They're spaced out on these wheels because the 96 spec had 262s, so they didn't fit. Obviously the worst PCD in the world as well, which is 4x114. Nightmare if you want to buy wheels. More Integra stuff again. We've got Integra / EK9, 262s, disc on the back. But these trailing arms are actually from an MB6 MC2, which is the Civic wagon. And note that the hubs are wider and then your wheels stick out. So these are a 50 ET wheel, but they still touch the arch with no spacing, which is pretty mad. Inside it's pretty, I think basic would be a phrase. So we've got a pair of Cobra Monaco buckets, cheapest FIA steel tube seat on the market. We've got a hybrid V2 shifter, set to my liking. It's mostly stripped out. I've got a 4-point bolt in there it's actually custom made. So if you have a look at how it fits the roof, Kurt. We've also got a custom rear brace. I don't know if this is a thing on pre-facelifts, but the facelift EKs have got these welded on panels here. No idea what they were for. They had some bolts in. There's some weird little thing there. So I was like, we'll just utilise those bolt points for a secondary brace. HSD Monopros. We've got 9 kilo spring on the front and a 6 kilo spring on the rear. She's fairly stiff, but on the track, you'd probably want it a bit stiffer if you could get it, to be honest. So always a compromise. On the road, it will bounce your teeth about a little bit. It will bounce you around, it's quite stiff. You can set the damping a little bit down if you want, but then you start catching the ground. So again, compromise. If you want a track car, build it to take the track stuff, but then don't expect it to be nice to use on the road. There's the middle ground's uncomfortable. Discord, yeah, it's the Namazoku Discord channel, Namazoku. You can also check out the blog, namazoku.com. Trying to revive magazines of sorts. I like to be able to talk a bit more detail about cars rather than just doing a thing on Instagram that's gone in 3 seconds. So check that out.